Merry Christmas! Where in the world are we going now? Boys, lift your blindfolds.
This person doesn't smell like Barry or Jamie.
Oh, smell and look better.
Hey!
Cut that. Oh,
Whoa!
is there something inside that?
All of the dishes we have today are classic items that might be celebrated during the festive period around the world.
Happy Christmas.
This is going to be so hard. It's dense.
Oh my
Feel
goodness,
that.
it's so heavy. Wait,
That is so dense.
that is heavy.
Slice in and we'll have a little cross section. See what you find inside.
Okay, so we've got ham, we've
Olives,
got olives.
raisins,
Raisins, yeah.
in a Swiss roll.
It's beautifully made.
But then also, that is actually, how would you make that? Because you've got to do the rolling and then you've got to bake it.
I would have thought you would roll the dough out and then roll it back up
Wow,
around.
that is impressive. Oh yeah, look, there's a seam.
Yep, I mean, you've got it pretty much spot on. This is a slightly sweetened, enriched dough. Think kind of burger bun dough that then has inside of it ham, olives and raisins. You're spot on. But where in the world's it from?
There's no butter. This isn't going to taste good.
It might not need butts. It's very delicious.
So in this country, I'm not going to give you its official name in the language, but it is also sometimes just called a Christmas roll. And it came to be in 1905, kind of a happy accident when leftover Christmas ham was rolled up in bread as a way of using it up. And now it's loved. Now olives and raisins have been added to it in later years, and now it's celebrated all through that festive period.
It tastes fantastic.
Where's the chocolate?
I actually don't think it does need butter. And I'm not an olive
maybe it
fan,
doesn't.
but the dough is so enriched and sweet, it takes the edge off the really salty, olivey olives.
When you get an olive and a raisin in the same bite,
Yeah,
it's so good.
it makes the olive palatable.
The olives are buttery. I like olives, so.
And I imagine it would also be delicious, slightly toasted. It would probably lend itself very nicely to some butter or some cheese as well. But essentially, it's a good way of using leftover Christmas ham. It was said to originate at Gustavo Ramella's bakery.
Thank you for the little hint there. It's very,
Yeah, but then
very
sometimes
generous.
they're a hint and sometimes they're
A red herring. Is it helpful or a red herring?
The flavours are fantastic, like they all work. You've got sweet, salty, buttery, you've got everything in there.
Sometimes it has nuts inside of it as well. As you imagine, it's kind of making use of whatever's left over. It's nearly 120 years old from when it was originally produced in the capital city of this country. 3 points if the boys get it spot on. If they both get it wrong, then whoever is closest in miles, according to a handy app we have, will take a point.
I'm scared to commit. I'm so scared to commit. Ah.
Okay, boys, you've both locked in an answer. Turn your boards round in 3, 2, 1. Portugal
Cuba.
and Cuba. Now, they're a long way from each other.
Someone's going to be very wrong.
so far away from each other.
James, what was your logic?
My first thought was kind of like Italian Mediterranean vibes, but I feel like I'd have heard of it or seen it or something. And Italy, I would automatically assume with panettone. So I thought, what's another kind of European country that eats a lot of those kind of flavours?
I started in exactly the same place and then thought, well, actually, maybe this is too European. Which other areas have similar cuisines?
You're thinking like Cubano
I'm
or
thinking
something.
Cuba. It's a Christmas Cuban sandwich.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if either of these countries were right.
Let me put you out of your misery.
Someone is going to storm into
If
a
he
lead.
says Cuba right now,
This is called panda hamon. It's said to originate in the capital city of Caracas. We're talking Venezuela.
you're so much closer.
Okay, I'll take
Spanish
that.
influence. That puts Mike at a mere 1,283 miles away, whereas James, you're a little over 4,000 miles away. But I think you both had the right kind of idea. That olive, dried fruit and ham. Spanish, Hispanic, the Portuguese, the kind of Iberian Peninsula. It's just that it travelled a bit. Mike, you take a point in this round. Before we wrap up, is this a Christmas treat you might adopt?
I'm not sure I can see myself making it. What I can see myself doing is combining olives and sultanas and ham, because that combination has made me appreciate olives or not hate them.
That's a win.
That is a real win.
I'd make that.
Yeah?
I think that'd be a fun project, yeah.
Pound the ham on. Let's move on to number 2.
Something's going to say, yeah, I can smell alcohol. Can you smell alcohol?
It's a flambe.
I can hear something being lit as well. Something fruity and alcoholic. Oh, God, I can hear it. What is that?
What's that?
What is going on?
Oh!
I felt that.
There you
Okay,
go.
boys.
There you go.
Blindfolds off. Careful.
Whoa,
It's still burning.
Oh, it's still on fire.
That looks like ice or something, but it can't be ice.
Can we touch it?
Might be hot, but you
is
can
it
touch it. It's a cone of sugar, doused in booze. This is high-proof rum that then burns and drips caramelized sugar into a pot of something delicious. You can see the haze above it. It's difficult in the studio lights. It is still burning.
It is still burning.
Yeah, well, you can see it dripping.
And that dripping is now going
There you
into
go.
that mixture.
Oh, wow, it's really going. So this has literally been soaked in rum.
So we managed to buy the cone. We've made the mixture underneath, according to some fairly traditional recipes, and our own little take on it. Have you ever seen anything like it?
No, and
No,
it's
it's
mesmerising.
great.
It smells
it.
wonderful, doesn't it? It smells like melting sugar,
Yeah,
like caramelly. But then that is definitely some sort of winter spiced sangria-y type of mulled something, in my opinion.
Do we get to know the name of the dish? Yeah, we do. Don't we?
If I give you the name of the dish, it might pinpoint the country, but it translates to fire tongs. Once it is burnt down and you've got enough of that sweetened mixture in there, we'll serve you what's underneath.
I'm not sure it's going to die down anytime soon, Ebbers.
It's got a long way to go.
It is burning away.
Maybe
I love
now's a good
this.
time
This
to
is
get the
great.
fire tongs.
Your resident fire officer.
Top tip, let it burn into your liquid. Use the right sugar to liquid ratio. Secondly, a damp tea towel would be better than a dry one. What does it remind you of?
Well, it reminds me of glue wine.
Yeah. That's exactly.
Glühwein.
Glühwein. Yeah. It smells like glühwein.
Now inside of there, we've got some lovely kind of mulled spices, red wine, citrus in the form of orange, and then you've got that rum sugar that caramelizes and drips into it.
That is warm.
Boozy.
That works really well with rum.
You said glühwein, I've said mull wine. There's other things like glögg. Sometimes can be served with sliced almonds or dried fruit in the bottom of the glass, which is an absolute delight when you get down to the bottom. But where in the world do you think this particular, translation being fire tongs, comes from?
I hate this game.
Yeah. This
But I
could be
equally
anywhere.
love this game because, look.
The food's great. The humiliation is not.
Now we actually bought that sugar cone, but you can make your own by just dampening sugar and pressing it into like a cone shape and moulding it and letting it sort of re-dry and set a little bit, then dousing it in rum. What have you both scribbled in 3, 2, 1?
Austria.
Austria.
Austria, well done. Do we get a point?
At least we
for
can't
matching?
lose.
That's true.
You're both equally right or wrong.
Imagine if we both got it right. Naked studio dash.
That might be the best.
If we get this right, naked studio dash.
So, this drink is a popular holiday tradition of burning the rum-soaked sugar loaf. It's called Förzangerbolle.
I was going to go Germany first.
is
Please
it?
don't tell me it's German.
No, that's fine.
It could be.
This is
That's
still good.
why
This is still
You're
good.
both very close. You're both 312 miles away. It's Germany.
Oh!
Interestingly, the rum we used is Austrian.
Ah,
So that's how close you were.
damn. Germany was my first one, but I thought it was too obvious. Oh, I could have got a bully.
Very much a German tradition. We have a lot of German markets in the UK and we've travelled for them. And I've never seen it before.
No, I've never
Which is
seen that.
why it interested us and why we thought we'd bring it to the studio today.
So, what application is this used in a Christmas setting in Germany?
It is very much a centrepiece celebration when friends or family get around together for drinks. And having that there, the sugar cone burning and dripping, and if you get the right sugar cane to the right volume of red wine mulled liquid, you let the whole thing burn through, give it a stir and serve it up, and everyone tucks in.
This is superior to Christmas pudding.
The rum has to be very, very high ABV, like 55% above. This one's actually 80% ABV. It's an Austrian rum, so you were incredibly close with that guess, but you both take 1 point as we move into the next round, Mike leading 2-1.
Would you like some more? Make it better for
I've
them.
already had a lot more.
Make it better for them.
Okay.
I'm intrigued to see your initial reaction on this one. Remove your blindfold in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, what is that?
Hello.
Is it yummy? Are they yams?
I'm sure it's very yummy.
Very good, Ebbers.
Okay, we've got brown sugar, condensed milk, coconut,
Ube,
maybe. Yeah.
cheese, and I'm going to say that this is coconut.
Is that cheese?
Oh, I should be the sous chef.
I would just coconut.
Yeah, but you're
Oh,
already
I'm an
a
actual
chef.
chef, I forgot. The cheese is an interesting addition.
Oh my goodness, this could be anywhere. Cheers. This is. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
The cheese makes that. Wow, it's so sweet.
You're pretty right in what you've spotted on top. Cheese, coconut, muscovado sugar, condensed milk. Any closer to knowing what's underneath?
Spongy and gelatinous.
It's some kind of rice flour
Yeah,
base.
it's bouncy.
Cake.
Is it tapioca based?
I think James has got it. They would use the word rice cake, so it's made with the glutinous rice flour. It is purple, as is obvious, and would traditionally be made with an heirloom variety of rice that has a purple colour. However, this has actually been made with ube, as you said, and glutinous rice flour. So you're spot on in all your kind of deductions. Where in the world does that lead you to?
The cheese
I know.
and the molasses flavour. It's so good together.
Isn't
cheese
it
is actually
amazing?
like adding saltiness.
Yeah.
Because you've done an amazing job of moulding the purple rice cakes into the traditional shape, because they would be traditionally steamed in bamboo. The language puto, meaning glutinous steamed rice,
Okay.
and bumbong, meaning bamboo tube,
I beg your pardon?
means you have puto bumbong. That's what you're eating. Does that help you narrow it down? Now, we've served this on a plate. Traditionally, it might be served on a piece of banana leaf that's been brushed in butter or coconut oil and then dusted in sugar and grated coconut. And then they put more on and around with the condensed milk, grated coconut, and the cheese. Cheese isn't always added, but more commonly added now.
Traditionally, would they have added cheese?
It's a great question, Mike. It
With no
makes-
answer. Clearly.
No answer.
So you say we added ube for colour here, but traditionally it would be the rice that adds colour and there would be no ube present at all.
Correct. But because it's an heirloom variety of rice, it's possible that ube is used in a lot of versions around the world now to get you to that similar effect if you don't have that heirloom variety of rice, which is called pirirutong, is the name of the specific rice.
Okay.
No! Don't be that confident.
I'll give you a clue. If you put the obvious one and I'm wrong, then I will look silly.
A dish that's typically sold around the festive period, the 9 days leading up to Christmas, they do. Let's see what you both got. Flip your boards in 3, 2, 1.
Philippines.
And Malaysia.
Malaysia. That was the other one I was going to go for. Oh, so at least we're thinking the right region.
Super interesting. So, during the period of Spanish colonization, Mass was celebrated in the Advent leading up to Christmas for 9 days from the 16th of December, but it was done super early in the day because then people would go out and work the field. So this was often kind of a breakfast item that would set you up for the day, although perhaps more traditionally now it's served at any time of the day around the festive period. As I said, it's called puto bumbong, and it is from the Philippines. Yeah! Mike is spot on. Spot on. And traditionally it might have been Edam cheese, which if you remember we also learned before for the Dutch influence, different eras through different times of history. Good dish, right?
That is fantastic.
Amazing.
The cheese really threw me off.
That was my
I tried to
obvious
throw you
one.
off.
Oh.
I think in another world, they were the two that we both considered.
James, you were only 1,478 miles away. Mike takes
long way.
3 points, which puts it at 5-1. Sounds like the last round's for fun.
If you're enjoying this, there are some small things you can do that make a big difference to us. Like the video, subscribe if you aren't, click the notification bell and select all. Thanks.
Guys, this one I think is unique. Lift your blindfolds in 3, 2, 1.
They've all been pretty youthful.
Yeah, as opposed to the purple, right? What the? Is it supposed to look like that?
What the hell is that?
There's a lot to deconstruct
Obviously,
here.
it's the Christmas
So
eel.
There's layers to this. There's obviously the obvious bit, and then there's this paste. Is this pastry?
I thought it was
And
sweet
there's something
pastry.
under the pastry as well.
Any idea what the...
Scrambled egg, obviously.
Is that egg?
What
No.
This is
egg? That
It's-
can't be egg.
It's scrambled egg,
Yes.
and it's
Sugary.
on top of sweet pastry.
So, the egg thread you have around the outside
That's egg. This is egg.
is egg yolk that has been dropped from a squeezy bottle into sugar syrup at a very set temperature, almost instantly cook in a sugar syrup and give you those egg threads.
What? It's really tasty. It's just pure sugar.
50 egg yolks, loads and loads of sugar, ground almonds, and what you end up with is that absolute masterpiece.
Wow.
This is wild.
So once the almost kind of frangipane, marzipan-y kind of paste from the almonds and eggs and sugar has been made and shaped, it's then cooked, and then it's dressed with the egg threads.
I love tradition. You just love that someone once went, let's celebrate this and do it like this, and then it turns into a thing and everyone repeats it over centuries.
But you're right, this is hundreds of years of tradition. So the lampreys were prestigious in the Middle Ages. The 1600s this dessert was created, and as this country kind of gained more economic power and stability, sort of now in the 20th, 21st century, it's now become this repeated Christmas tradition.
What have you put?
I've put a guess based on nothing to do with anything I tasted.
Interesting, you've both locked in an answer. Let's give them a spin in 3, 2, 1.
Kenya.
Italy.
We did not. We did not.
You
go
have
for
very
this.
different
Same
logic between you. Let's start with James. What was your logic?
2 parts of logic. White, green, red.
Yeah, that's my logic.
Fascinating. And also, I used to work in an Italian bakery, and we made these weird marzipan bunny rabbits. Kind of dressed up a little bit like this, but it kind of reminds me of it. It's quite different. It's like more set and hard, but...
And Mike?
Well, I think it's quite an African colour scheme, maybe like without some of yellow and stuff in terms of the flags.
Do you know what's incredible?
What?
Either of these, I feel,
Could actually be
equally as viable, which is horrific.
This dish is called Lampreia de Ovos. This is Portuguese. Oh! Which puts James an awful lot closer at just 1,101 miles away.
Nothing about this
Point
is Kenyan.
clawed back.
Isn't it crazy?
It's mad.
Portuguese, wow, yeah.
The ancient jawless fish represented in egg yolk, sugar and almond.
I have learnt.
I have also learned.
Guys, thank you very much for playing. Again, always a joy. Mike, you have taken the win with 5 points to 2, but I feel like we're all winners here. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And James, if you don't mind, we'll keep hold of you for a bit longer. We have a very special chef. Pass it on.
The treat followed by torture.